Hello, this is Simracing Corner. I said I'd be back once I've got some buttons for my new DimSim R1 wheel. So they arrived this morning, these buttons. These are 12mm buttons. I'll just bring up to the camera. If I'm looking down here, don't worry, it's just because I've got a monitor here and I'm not sure if everything is centered, so that's the only way to know really. But yeah, these are fairly cheap buttons. And I paid, I got a pack of five for £4. You get them even cheaper if you buy them from China, but I kind of wanted them expedited delivery, so I just bought them from a UK vendor this time. But I will need some more actually, because I've got 6 usable holes and I've only got 5 buttons, so I'm going to have one blank. Because yeah, those middle ones, I said before, you can see they're covered by the paddles, which means they're no good. But I'm okay with that. 6 is going to be fine for me. I've taken the nut off. You can see it's just plastic all round, but they're quite nice. They've got a nice feel to them. They remind me of console buttons. That rubber kind of dome clickiness on it, but a lot harder. You can't press these by accident. They're really good. I like them actually. So I'll just make a little, you can hear it click away. Pretty good. So here it is. There's the hole. In fact, we move the camera down. And just pop one on. It's actually quite a nice snug fit. Oh yeah, so the hole is 14mm and the actual buttons are 12mm, and I think they've done this on purpose, doing 14mm, because it's actually it's only, the looseness is really minimal. It's actually fine. So let's put one on the back. Put the nuts on if I can. Actually quite a thin little nut. This may take me a while with my sausage fingers. I'm almost there. I've got it threaded. Okay, that's good. So there it is. Bit of a closer look. Wrong hand because the mirror image and the camera. That's pretty cool. That's very good. So yes, I've got ones for at least the top 4 and one down here. And then the idea is I've got these DuPont wires. Because in here you may have saw there's the controller box, and you can see the pins that's a Bodnar controller board, and they'll just pop on there, and all I need to do is then cut the wire and just solder it on there, and it will just run through to there. Okay, if I'm lucky, I might be able to just use one wire for one button, because if I cut it in half, it may stretch. Will it stretch? No, not the top one. The bottom one might. Yeah, I should be able to get away with that maybe with the closer one, but yeah, to avoid wastage. But that's the plan. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about is by having a wire trailing is how snaggable it will be. Although it's hidden away and it's not really anywhere near my hands. If it spins, if it catches something, yeah, if it could break, or it could pull it could pull one of the pins and bend it or snap it. So I'm concerned about that a bit because it's all exposed. I really thought maybe if once I've soldered it all on, I'll use some hot glue and just basically just stick it to the frame at the back and just hold it closer, just hold tighter to the frame, and that should do the trick. It won't be pretty from the back, but you won't see it from the front. So that's the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and do the soldering and taking this thing apart, because it kind of falls apart, this thing. It's not very friendly, user friendly once you've taken this off. It's a bit of a, you can see all the standoffs, they'll just like flop around and stuff like that. But so I won't film any of that, but I will show you what I've done in a moment. So yeah, that might be half an hour of me messing around and about 4 seconds for me stopping this video. Okay, I'll be back soon. Hello, I'm back. It took a little more than half an hour to wire this all up and do all the soldering, but it is done, and here it is. So nice little buttons on there on either side, and here's the back. I think the wiring is fairly tidy. I used some heat shrink to cover the ends, to cap them, so that's, I think, quite nice. This is the 5th button that I didn't use, and after soldering, because you can't see the solder there, but I used a dollop of hot glue. So that's on all the 4 buttons. I've done that because it just protects them a little bit more, because the solder, they're fine wires, they're not very thick wires, and I was kind of afraid that they could just break away, but using the hot glue will protect them, so that's the main thing. The only other thing I discovered while doing this is the controller box board. I keep saying controller board on there. I see the little pins, the 3 pins, the additional ones. I can't use them for just straight buttons, because this controller board has the ability for analog type controllers as well, like potentiometers and other sort of things like that, and I've maxed out the amount I can use on switches without doing an elaborate wiring matrix. And yeah, if you don't know what that means, I kind of don't really either, but it gets a little bit of a complex wiring schematic to increase the amount of buttons I can use. So yeah, it's a little bit out of my league. I looked, it comes with a, well, on the website, on the Bodnar site, where there's a downloadable PDF, and it gives you some information about it. So you could have up to 32 buttons, but then you have to start messing around, and I don't know if I could even do it in such a small space. That might be a bit of a problem anyway, but I have to live with these, just the 4 buttons, which I think I'm okay with. I think for critical controls that I need to get to with without taking my hands off the wheel, I think 4 is enough for me. I've already got an idea what I'm going to map them to, so that's okay. The other thing I did think about was, if you saw my my first look video, my first impression video, that comes with some stickers that you can put on here, and I was thinking, yeah, if I was going to be putting on one of those, I should have put it on then first before putting these buttons on there, because now the holes are covered. But I actually quite like the way it looks now. I like the gold. I think it looks pretty good, and although it looks strangely bare, including the extra holes which aren't being used for anything, I like the skeletonized look. I think it looks pretty cool to me, so I'm pretty happy with it, just running it like this. In the future, I might decide to do something more with it and get more controllers on here, get more switches or something, or dials, and then try and work out how to make this, how to connect it all up, how to wire it all up. But at the moment, I'm pretty happy that it's fully usable right now, because all I really needed was just some basic buttons on here just to get started. So yeah, pretty nice. I'm really happy with it. So yeah, if you're interested in this, I'd say look at my other video, the unboxing, and you can have a look at all the components that comes with it and just see it in its raw state without all my bits attached to it. But yeah, I think it's a really nice wheel rim, super good value. My opinions haven't changed, it still feels great, I still really love running it. It's really good. So yeah, there you go. There's an eBay link in the description if you're interested in finding it. But yeah, awesome, I'm really happy with it. Okay, so we'll end the video now. Like and subscribe, of course, and thanks again for watching. I'll try and do a few more of these types of videos, but yeah, I'm fully aware that they're okay. I'm not very good at these sort of things, but I will pursue and try and do a few more in the future, because I'm hoping I'll just probably get a little bit more natural and less, I don't know, apprehensive and stuttery and just rubbish at them. I tend to find my IQ drops when I'm under the stress of having to talk to a camera. But yeah, it's my problem, not yours. But yeah, I'll be back soon. So with something new, of course. So happy simming out there, and bye bye for now.